Alrighty, so I'm really excited today to introduce the most recent project I've been working on. It is a mini-series about Walden by Henry David Thoreau. And this is a book that I've learned a lot from over the course of my life and all my studies through high schools when I first sort of read excerpts from Walden. And then most recently in college, I read as well another excerpt. And then after graduating, I really dove into it myself. I did an experiment like Henry David Thoreau talks about in this book. I went up to Canada and I lived 2 weeks by myself in a cabin with nobody else. And this was really an attempt to read and understand and grapple with what's happening in these pages here. And so not only is this going to be a more dry, perhaps, dive into what this text is saying, but it will also be supported by all these visuals that I've taken when I was really trying to live and trying to figure out what Walden means for me. So the important first question that, of course, everyone has is what is this book? Who is Henry David Thoreau? And why should you care about either of those things? So Henry David Thoreau, he's an American writer from the early 19th century. No, it's not boring. He was an essayist, a philosopher, a political activist, and this book that he writes, Walden, is about this big sort of self-experiment that he went on, where he lived in the woods by himself for 2 years and built his own house and grew all his own food. And it was this he wrote during the whole time, and he was writing this meditation about what it meant for him to be completely self-reliant in his living. And it was particularly in response to what was happening in America at the time, this rapid technological advancement that he noticed and he felt sort of aversion to. And so he retreated to nature to really grapple with his feelings about what is advancement, what is technology doing to life, what are this obsession with sort of material things, what is it doing to the people around him. Your next question, if you don't know me already, is who are you and why are you talking about this? I mean, very, very valid questions. My name is Ian. I come from Portland, Oregon. I recently graduated from Harvard last year, and then I moved here to Berlin, Germany, where I'm now working at a technology startup out here. And I guess in general, I felt that since graduating, the time to read and to jump into these pieces of academic work that have these sort of philosophical learnings is far less. And I've traded it for things that are equally as exciting in different ways. But really what I hope this project can be is a chance to make this work sort of more accessible. Like this work is available online. You could always go and download it and read it. It's an open source work. But it's not very accessible. It's very dense. It's very long, but I think that there's a lot to learn from it. So what I've tried to do is try to make this book as accessible and helpful, just like it's been for me. The first thing I've done is I've made a PDF that's only 30 pages long, where I've taken what I see as the most meaningful quotations for me in this book. And you can find this PDF. It's for free. I'll link it down below. The second thing I've done, or I'm going to do, is I'm going to have video analyses of what I see as the 3 most important chapters in this work. The first one, which is called Economy, the second one, which is called Where I Lived and What I Live For, and then the last one, which is the conclusion of the work generally. And so I'm going to share a video where I talk about specific passages, what I learned from them, and how I apply them to my own life. I really hope that you'll join me in this journey in learning about Walden and the life of Henry David Thoreau, and really applying what he talks about and the philosophical ideas to your own life. As we say in Germany, los geht's, let's get it. I'll see you in this first video.